Hello, everyone, and welcome today to our class on dance fitness for a healthy lifestyle. I think many of you are feeling the same way that some of us are, that with this coronavirus pandemic, everyone is experiencing stress, concerns, worries. And the wonderful thing is that there are actually some activities that can help you with your stress, such as dance. So dancing can help boost your mood, it can reduce stress, it can have physical benefits such as strength, balance, coordination, but it also is enjoyable, and that's what we hope you will enjoy the class today. So my name is Maria Cecilia Mosquera. I'm from the medical school at the University of Nicosia. I'm going to introduce in a second our two wonderful instructors who are graciously leading our class today, who are from the Department of Music and Dance at the University of Nicosia. First is Dr. Dara Milovanovic, who is assistant professor and head of the Department of Music and Dance at the University of Nicosia, who has a BSc in History and Political Science, an MA in American Dance Studies, and a PhD in Dance Studies from Kingston University in London, UK, and has presented at various conferences and authored various pieces. Second, we have Mr. Alexander Michael, who is a lecturer in the dance program at the University of Nicosia, began his formal dance training at the School of Toronto Dance Theatre, and in 1997 joined the Martha Graham School of Contemporary Dance. Is also a full-time faculty of the dance program at the University of Nicosia, and an MSc degree in dance science from the University of Wolverhampton. So thank you both for being willing to lead the class today. We really appreciate your time and help, and we hope that the rest of you all can take a moment to enjoy some movement, the wonderful benefits of dance for your lifestyle. And thank you to their instructors.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction. So we are the professors in the University of Nicosia Dance Program. We have worked there for a long time, and today we're going to lead a class together. I'm going to start you off with a little warm-up, and then Alex will take over the strengthening and hopefully, if we have time, stretching program. This is very much what dancers do, so we're going to try to give you a little bit of an idea as to why we do these exercises if we have time. So just follow us, do what you can, make sure that you have enough space around you, that you are not on a surface in which you can get hurt. So make sure you can spread your arms out, that you have enough space for that. Make sure you have some water next to you because it is very, very hot today, and some towels. Θα τα ξαναπώ στα ελληνικά. Χαίρετε, καλώς ορίσατε στο σημερινό μάθημα. Είμαστε καθηγητές στο πρόγραμμα χορού στο Πανεπιστήμιο Λευκωσίας και σήμερα θα σας πάρουμε σε ένα μάθημα που θα κάνουμε λίγη άσκηση. Εγώ θα σας κάνω προθέρμανση και ο Άλεξ θα συνεχίσει με ενδυνάμωση και stretching. Παρακολουθήστε μας, κάνετε ό,τι μπορείτε. Εμείς φυσικά είμαστε χορευτές και μπορεί να πρέπει να προσαρμόσετε κάποια πράγματα. Βεβαιωθείτε ότι έχετε αρκετό χώρο γύρω σας, ότι είσαστε σε πάτωμα που δεν θα γλιστρήσετε και φυσικά θα έχετε λίγο νερό μαζί σας και όποτε χρειαστείτε, πείτε το νερό σας. Okay, so πάμε να ξεκινήσουμε. Let's get started. Very good. We start with our next far apart, parallel θέση, parallel position if you can. We're going to roll down. 2, 3, 4. Small plie, ligito dar γόνατα and stretch. 2 more plie, ligito dar γόνατα και τεντώ. Last time, τελευταία φορά. 2, 3, 4 and stretch. 2, 3, 4 plie, roll up. Έχει το κεφάλι έρχεται πάνω τελευταίο. 6, 7, one more time and roll. 2, 3, 4 plie. Κάνε δύο πιο γρήγορα, stretch. Plie. And stretch. Plie. And stretch. Plie, roll up. 1, 2. Πόδια μαζί, feet together, το ίδιο πράγμα. Yes. Αν θέλετε μπορείτε να ανοιγήσετε τα γόνατα σας πιο γρήγορα. You can bend your knees if you want. Μπορείτε να πάτε για κάτω. Or stay in smaller plie. And plie. And stretch. And plie. And stretch. and roll up. 5, 6. Alinea foot out. One more time. Apriete el río que tendón, río que el río que pan. 2 more. Or 1 more. Sorry. And roll up. Get Pame symmetry safety. Pame get party. Head goes forward. Forward and up. Back and up. Get broad. Get back. Octo. Pame lo tercera. 2. Delesteo. Level. Fly. Look. Side and front. Side. Keep thinking about your center and stop. Grado tinggiamo ancora. 4, 6, and up. 8 and roll. 1. Come zero roll. Yes, 0. Get putina. Other way. And up. Omi 5. Shoulders up. 2. Mono Dodexy. Omi going to go. Which is not on the screen. Other side. Finally. 2. Pamela lax. Alternating and a 1. 5. Pame kick. We do circle. And 1. And back. And 2. And back. 3. 4. Double time. Pame Fiora. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get cross. Slow 1. What even I mean, no matter roll, you can stay with the slow one or you can speed it up. Pame Fiora. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pame and a lap. And alternate. And front. We're going to squeeze the hand. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Caneveno lifting. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Get up. Squeeze. Work them down. Squeeze. And squeeze. Double time. 1. And 1. You can insert shoulders if you want. And up. And up. 3, 4. And 1 more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And down. 2, 3, 4. Swing the arm. And 2. Use your back. 3. And 4. And front. And 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. Arms to side. Reach the ribs. Then other side. You can bend your knees a little bit to press your lower back. Dice la guana hasta arriba. Célete. 2, 3. We go straight through. Pame. Gabriel. 1, 5, 6. We do the same thing with hips. Hips, side. Hip, side. Hip. Pame. 8. 4 more. 2, 3, and 4. Straight through. And 1. We go to 8. We Octaria. Ahora pegame acá los vínculos. Nice big circle. 1, 2. Listo, la one other side. Bend your knees. Other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Reach up and up. 1, 2, and relax. Plie. And up. And relax. Plie. Hagamos tercera. Down. Last one. And menos mano, we reach. And 1, 2, 1, 2. Here. Then let's go. Video grandpa fly. Side. We're gonna need to keep and 3 and 4. Let's go double time. Okay, 1. Pan. Okay, side. 2, 3. Stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and side. 2, 3, 4. Pame on. Que tria. Que tria. Que set. Originally and 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. Double time. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Other side. 1, 2. Radio Brahma. Make it. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Other side. 1, 2. Yeah, you'll see what's in your beautiful. And I like 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, can you put up with your legs on? You grow a little bit. Up on your toes. Just to rest. We do. We stretch side. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Girizo plepocato. 2, 3, 4. Come on, balance the body. Let's go to your legs. Come center. Plie. Get back. And side. 2, 3, 4. And down. 2. Drop down. 2. Come center. Plie. We're going to go double, or you can stay to slow. And 1, 2. We're running out of music. 2. Down. 1, 2. And center and up. And 1, 2. 1, 2. Down. 2. Plie. And last time we go. 1, 2. If you're doing the slow version, follow Aloy. Plie. And up other side. 1, 2. And down. Plie. And shake it out. All right, we're going to do some plies, feet together. 4 plies in parallel, 4 relative. Ready? 5, 6, it's hot. We go. Plie. We're going to go slow and stretch. And plie. And stretch. And 3. And 4. Releve. We go up on the toes. 1, 2, and down. 2, and up. And down. 2 more. Up. And down. I'm going to go double time. Voy de la mano de mercado y una planificación. 2, 3, 4. Vamos por eleve. And 1. And 2. Long back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We stay up. Menos mecano. 5, 6, 7, and body basic first position, same thing. Por una varón quería más if you want to work your arms a little bit, and plie. And stretch. Pagona das también un pano with the knees should be on top of your feet, and on top of your toes rather, and up, and down, and up. And 1, and down. We hold the core as we go up, not to hurt our back. And 3, down, and 4, double time. Here we go. And 1, down, 2, down, 3, 4, up top, 8, 1, down, 2, down, 3, 4, back, 6, 7, 8, stay up, menos mano, for 8 counts, 5, 6, let's go to our favorite second. And plie. And up. And plie. And up. I'm going to do the most dancing thing ever. Take my top off as I'm dancing. Gotta take a pop. And up. And releve. And down. Releve. And down. And 3. And down. And 4. Let's go double time. We're going to go 8. These are your squats. 1. And up. 2. And up. 3. 6. We're going to stay down. 7. Mano megado. Stay. Hold. Now we're going to lift. One foot then the other. Bam. 2. 3. 4. Bam mouth. Yokto. 6. 7. Come que está Rio. Let's go. Both feet. And 1. 2. 3. And 4. Well, I'm burning. 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. Rise. Relax. We're going to do a releve. Here we go. 5, 6. Ready and go. And up. And down. 2. 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. 7. Stay up. That last burn. Let's go 8 more. Down. And up. 2. And up. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Turn your legs in. Roll down. 2. Relax. And microplie if you want to. Well, Alex is huge, but never mind. And stretch. Plie. And stretch. Ooh, like this. And plie. And stretch. Plie. Let's roll up. And 1, 2. And shake it out. Let's go. We're going to do some footwork. All right. We're going to do Lunge. I'll just follow. Here we go. Ready? So, stretch leg comes out and comes in. That's called a Lunge. Yeah? Ready? Here we go. 1, 2. Plie. And other leg. 1, 2. Plie. Other leg. And 1, 2. Plie. And 1, 2. Plie. We go to the side parallel. 1, 2. Plie. And 1, 2. Plie. And 1. In. Plie. And 1. In. We're going to go 2. And turn 2. And in. Turn 2. Now we're going to step. Step front. Straight. Leg. Bump. And back. Other side. Back. Bump. 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 Step. Down to the side. And 1. You can relax your arms if it's too much. And bump. Step. Bump. Transfer the weight. 1. And in. 2. And in. 1. Step. Now we're going to go with a lunge. And 1. Step. Lunge. Down. Up. Step the foot back. In. And back. 1. 2. Lunge. Make sure the heel hits. Bump. Stand up. 1. Step. Lunge. Keep both of your knees on your train track. 1, 2, plie. And bump. Bump. 4 more. And we go. 1. Step. Plie. And up. Step the back foot. Bump. 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 Last one. 1, 2, 3. Bump. Step. We go same thing to the side. And we go. 1, 2. Squat. step, bump, close, small plie, and 1, step, squat, bump, small plie, 1, 2, 3, 4, change, bump, plie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to do the same thing with the lunge. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Changing in, close. 1, 2. Lunge. Keep your pelvis with you. Change. Bump. Close and 1, 2. Plie. Bump. Bump. Last one. And 1, 2. Lunge. Bump. Bump. We're going to do flamingos. And mano to conato. Get up. And 2. And down. And 3. You can challenge yourself by going on your toes. And 4. Let's go double time. And we go. And up. And down. And up. And down. Our floor is very hard to balance on. And last thing we do, knee up, développé, in, and down. You can do this with pliés. 1, you can bend the supporting leg, porta amiguitos tocando voltean por the mate, mesa, pegada. Sana, we're going to do 8 of these. This is 3, and in, and down, and 1, 2, bump, and down, and relax. 4 more, 1, or 2 more, I will count. Let's do this, this is the last one, and 1, 2, in, 2, in, and down, and let's relax. Okay, we feeling warm? You feeling warm?
Oh yeah, sun is definitely here.
All right, so we're gonna get down on the floor.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to take over now. I'm going to do a little bit more core stability exercises or core conditioning. I'm going to make the exercises mostly simple, but I will always start with the basic version or the most or the safest version. So the first one we're going to start to do is an abdominal exercise from isometric to a few crunches. And we're going to do it the safest way possible, and then we're going to do a few variations. So we're looking for around 30 to 40 seconds of time under tension, which is a very valid way of working out. So starting with the abdominals, we're going to lie down flat on our back. And we're going to take both hands underneath the middle towards the lower back. So not the hips, but the lower back. Just underneath where the ribs are. What we're going to do is we're going to let our head go flat, place one foot on the ground, and then we're going to extend the heel of the other leg straight down on the ground in the beginning. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to tuck our chin towards the chest. Chin towards the chest. And hold that position. Inhale from here. Exhale, we're going to lift our elbows up. And now we're going to lift up our shoulders and just hold this position. So this is the safest possible way to do rehab for your lower back. If you have any difficulties like me, keep the chin pulled in. If this is too much for you, you can take the shoulders a bit lower and lift the leg. And just hold that position. If that also is too hard for you, then we need to find another modification for you. If your neck is starting to tremble, then just come down to the ground, hold the leg off the ground a little bit more, and around 30 seconds of holding this position should be a good start. We're just going to do the same thing on the other leg, not that it makes a huge difference. That in the background is going to hold the position, and I'm going to show a more advanced modification. So she's just going to lift up her elbows, her head, chin to chest, and hold the position. And now she's also going to lift her left hand behind her head. That's a small modification, and I'm going to do the full flexion one where I come from here all the way up and all the way back down to the lower back. And we're just going to try and hold this for 20 to 30 seconds. I'm going through a full range of movement. And Dr. D over here is holding an isometric core stability hold. 10 more seconds. Keep breathing. Keep breathing through it. Try to keep your shoulders lifted. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Having the hands underneath the lower back really offers you a safe position to do abdominal work without putting pressure on the lower back. Now, we're going to flip right over and we're going to go for the back. We're going to do some back exercises. So we're going to go into one of the most important exercises for the back, which is the swimming in prone, or this is one of the names of this exercise. What you want to do is you want to get your hands directly underneath your shoulders. You can just swipe down and go, okay, that's about where I think my shoulders are. And the knees underneath the hips. Most people, when they get into this position, they have the knees slightly back. So you want to pull those knees a little bit further in, even more. There we go, just there. So we're going to try and give you 2 images here. What we're going to do is, first things first, we're going to relax and see what happens. You're going to drop the ribs through and your shoulders are going to just hang and your head's going to be loose. So first things first, let's start with the shoulders. Push the ground away. Push the ground away. Push the ground away until you make some space between the shoulder blades and keep pushing, keep pushing. And now you're in a more stable position. Now we're going to take the shoulders and we're going to slide them towards the hips. Pull the shoulders towards the hips. Then we're going to look at the neck. We're going to tuck the chin in and look at the ground. Now we have a good solid structure for the shoulder girdle. From here we're going to inhale and we're going to cough a few times. Notice what's happening in your abdominal region. You're engaging through your transverses. One more time and we're going to hold this cough position. Hold this position as you reach the leg back and in. Just reach the leg back. Kick behind you with the heel. Send the heel all the way behind you. Without lifting in this area, we're just going to send it straight back. And without hyperextending in the back, just reach back and change. 4 on the other leg and reach. 4 on the other leg. Quality of movement over repetitions and getting super tired. We're just remapping the engagement of the spine and the spine muscles. 3, 14. That was 4. Never mind. I'm doing 1 extra. Okay. From here, we're going to put it together. We're going to reach the arm. Reach the arm parallel to the ground and keep the chin pulled in and back down. Just the arm reaching up and down. Feel the stretch underneath the lats. And 3 and 4. And now we do the other side. Really engaging in the core. While you do this, everything's important. Quality over quantity. And now I'm going to go for 2 modifications. So I'm going to do the basic one, and Dr. Dara over here is going to do the one with the curve in the spine. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in this box position, and we're going to reach the hand and the opposite leg touch the ground. Straight hand with fingertips, toes to the ground. And then we're just going to lift up to a straight position. No hyperextending in the back, to a straight position. And down, and up, and down, and up, and down. And then we're going to switch sides before we do the next bit, sorry. And then we're just going to do 4 more. Just to find the position, reaching to a straight line, and 3, and 4. Returning back to the first one. And we're going to go from here, find the position, nice secure position. And I'm going to touch my knee without changing my back. And one with a curved spine. If you find instability, bring your hands a little bit closer to your knees. And go again. Let's go for 5, 6 of these. Coming in, I'm just going to touch. So we have a curved spine on the next one. Curving spine, looking at the knee, reaching back out. And we're going to try not to shift too far. So we're going to stay in this position, making it super hard, and back. You've got to be strict with yourself. Just 2 more. All with a straight spine. You go with a straight spine, touching, and reach. Go down to do the other side. Now we go out, and reaching up. Here we go. 4 more. And reach, and really pull that chin in. looking at the ground. If you're me, otherwise, reaching out, keeping the ribs pulled in. Is that 4? That can be 4. And we come back, and we're going to go back over to the side this time. And we're going to change position. I'm going to bring you to front. And we're going to come up to the knees. And we're going to both take our right leg, so probably your left, because we've got a flip camera. And we're just going to open our arms to the side, touch the ground, push the palm down on the ground, and we're going to lift the other leg up and hold. And from here, we're going to do little lifts, up, 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 keeping it in parallel position, up, 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 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to reach to the back of the leg, to the back of the room, to the back of the room, and now all the way to the front, all the way to the front, all the way to the front, and to the back, 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 and to the front. Trying to keep this really solid in here, flexing the foot when you come to the front. So point foot at the back, and flexing the foot to the front. One more, reaching back behind you, stay at the same level, same height, and back bend the knee, and rest, and slowly shift to the other side. And again, lifting up, I'm going to the cross position, leg is in parallel, we lift up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we go to the back, keeping the leg at the same height, and then to the front with a left heel. Try not to bend in the pelvis, try to keep it really strict, keep the pelvis still, there you go. Don't go for the maximum flexion here, keep the spine straight, and that's 3, and 4, and rest, come down, and relax. So the more strict you are with yourself, the harder the exercise becomes. And now we've done our little bit of our obliques, we've done a little bit of our tensor fasciata, we've done a little bit of the abdominals, a little bit of the back. So now we're going to go back to the abdominals. So we're going to lie back down on the ground. You want to stay in front this time? Okay. We're going to lie back down on our back. Then we're going to lift up one knee and lift up the other knee. And we're going to do 2 variations of the 100. Simple as it comes. We're going to lift the hands up. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, reaching to the front. Dig your tailbone into the ground. So you don't want to be lifting the tailbone off. You want to be digging into the ground to be in a safe position. From here, I'm going to reach up my legs and then take them over to the front. And I'm going to pump my arms. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4. 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4. 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull the leg in. Reach for the leg. Now let the head go back down. Keep both legs off the ground. I can't do this, I'm going to space. And we're going to go 70%, 100% of range of movement. And we're going to change, and 100%. 70 and 100. 70 and 100. Keeping the arms just above the knee. Okay, for this scissor action. And 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And relax. Pull the knees in underneath the shoulders. And then pull the knees out to the side. Taking the legs out to the side as well. Wrap the hands in front of the knees as you flex the feet and reach out. And bend. Don't stay for too long. And bend again. And one more time. And relax. Bring the knees together and back down. We're going to do one more exercise. We're going to do an abdominal exercise, which also works the back quite a lot. And then we're going to do a bit of rotation. So we're going to add the obliques, the external obliques, the abdominals, and the back. We're going to start in a plank position, and we're going to go up into like an Arabesque position. So we're going to go on our front, and you have to go back this round. I don't have enough space. And we're going to start by placing our hands underneath our shoulders. Give enough space so I can extend my leg and step. Without changing any of this position, I'm going to tuck my pelvis under slightly. So I'm not sticking my butt out, I'm tucking under. As I slide the other leg back, and I'm in this plank position. From here, basic version would be lifting the knee in and extend above the other foot. But we're going to take it a step further. We're going to go knee in, and we're going to go all the way up to a parallel Arabesque position. And an even more advanced position would be then to turn out and turn back to parallel and down. So I'll do the hard one, and you do the medium one. Into a parallel position. So here we go. Let's go to the same side. And right leg. So we're starting here. We're taking the leg out, other leg out. Because that will come off the mat. And we're going to go. Tuck the pelvis under, come into plank position. Push the shoulder blades back. Inhale.
Get there.
Begin. And here we go. Pushing back and up. Turn out. Turn in and back down. Again. Pushing back. Up, turn out, turn in, back down. I'm slipping. Okay, just stick into the parallel position for now. As you push back, really pull that into the parallel position and back. And now for the advance, we'll just do two more. Up, rotate it, open, come back to parallel and back down. And one more. And back down. Okay, changing to the other side. I guess I can flip sides because I'm slipping that side. Left leg. Again, stepping back, one foot, the other foot, bring the left leg in as you come up, 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 turn out, turn in, and down. Turn out, turn in, and down. Parallel, turn out, in, and down. And parallel, turn out, turn in, and down. Go for two more. Out, in, and down. Last one. Out, in, and down, the knee down, the other knee down, go back to child's pose. Okay, so those are just some of the core stability exercises you can do, ranging from more beginner levels to more advanced levels. Either way, if you aim for being in a position or continuing to do an exercise for around 30 to 40 seconds of time under tension, that will be the best goal instead of trying for repetitions. Quality of movement, time under tension. So I'm going to do one last thing here before we stretch it out. We're going to do a balance exercise in two variations. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this mat and we're going to use the wobble board. We'll do balance take time. Okay. We'll just take part of it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to attempt the wobble board. It's literally just a little board with a little circle underneath. You could place socks folded up and place them underneath your heel. You could go into a small step. You could just do it flat-footed, preferably without shoes, because the shoe has a mold, so we're going to just let the foot work with the ground. And what we're going to do is most likely fall over. We're going to take 2 or 3 easy things to pick up, like flip-flops. I'm going to put one to each side of where we're going to stand. So if this doesn't show, I'm just going to tilt the camera a little bit so you can see what we're doing. There you go, perfect. And put in the middle of the wobble board or just stand on one leg. Bring the other leg up, just knees together in the beginning. Find your balance. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the opposite arm to the flip-flop or whatever you have that's down on the floor. Quality of movement. We're not going for speed.
And then what do I do?
And then when you pick it up, you're going to come all the way back up to this position and place it over your head. So I'm going to take my time because I'm on a harder, more difficult surface. And then you're going to go for the other one with the other arm. So as you're coming down.
Oh, but the same leg.
Yes. Same leg. as you're coming down, reaching across, and then you've already done them, so you can throw them back down and do the other leg for me. Okay. Of course, when you're on a wobble board, it's much harder. And now I'm going to go across to the other side as you continue on your other leg. I'm only going to do the one leg. Okay. This is going to be super hard. Now really stretch out, counterbalance as you come down. Take your time. There you go. You do that twice each leg. And not fall. That's really good. Really, really good exercise because your body will find a way to adapt. And that's really good for your structure of your ankle to work in that way. It's proprioceptive qualities, your balance, everything. It's a great exercise. So you can do that, make it harder for yourself, go even higher. Take your time. Go across the body. You can flip and change the hands. You can do different variations. Again, just aim for being on one leg, challenging your agility on one leg for 30 seconds. And this will benefit you greatly through the ankle, through to the knee, the hips, the lower back, unless you actually bend over too far. And we'll finish off with a stretch.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to stretch it out for the rest of the class. And we're going to bring you a little bit closer. All right, we're going to go to the ground, have a seat. Bring this back. Now we're going to do one stretch each. So we're going to challenge ourselves today. Husband and wife faculty at the University of Nicosia dance program. We're going to challenge ourselves. I'm going to say hip flexor, and you're going to show us a stretch, and then she's going to give me a muscle, and I'll do a stretch for that. What do you think? Ladies first?
All right. Do I give up the challenge?
Yeah.
Okay. Piriformis.
Piriformis, the muscle that is one of the deep rotators of the pelvis used in turnout. Very good muscle to stretch, especially for ballerinas, because they work in a very high contracted position of the turnout muscles.
And also anyone with sciatica.
And anyone with sciatica problems, of course. Here's one of the piriformis stretches that you can do. You can go into a box position with your knees and your heel. So make a shape like a box. I'm going to go this side. And if you want to face the front, I'm going to go this side here. I'm going to place my hands behind my lower back on the ground. I'm going to push myself up to a straight position. And then I'm going to grab the knee, grab the other knee. I'm going to slowly pull myself forward. I'm just going to pull myself forward. The other variation you can do from here is to grab the heel and open the arm and twist the spine and then lean towards the knee. So you want to take your chest towards the knee. Now, if you're not feeling anything there, this depends on your flexibility as well. You can twist a little bit more around the body, and then you can unrelease and come back and go for your chest towards the heel and lean forward. So some people might need to actually grab a hold and give yourself a little pull, but this is not to do with the spine. This is not a lower back stretch. This is a lower back stretch. Because I'm bending my spine and I'm letting the weight of my body pull me down. I'm trying to stay in a straight position and I'm leaning to the front. So yet another way you can do this is reach the hands forward and just lean into it. I prefer to do it a little bit more of an open position. I feel like it gets more done. But again, that's depending on your flexibility. You could have some muscles which are just tighter than others. So that'll be one way to get into the piriformis. Let's just do the other side. I'm going to flip, take the box, either hands behind, or grab your knees, and pull yourself to the front, so you're trying to get your belly button to shift forward. That will be blocked for you. Grab the heel and hand on the flat on the floor, and twist. You might be falling down something. Okay, just lean into it. Breathe and lean into it. Don't give up. Don't go over for something else. That's a different stretch. Just reach into it, driving your pelvis forward. Like that. Now, if you want a little bit more, you can try twisting, grab the ground and twist a little bit more. Or you can come back and even try to go to the other side, which most people have difficulty getting into this position. And then leaning in this way. So you might even need to grab a hold and just pull yourself a little closer, pressing that knee down. This is a difficult position for most people, so this will be sufficient. Now, if you want to go a little bit more advanced, you can lift off the back leg, reach the arms and hold the position, and you can do various other things. Okay, hip flexors. So we're looking at the fundamental muscles for dancers, which are around the attachment of the legs to the hips. So hamstrings, piriformis, hip flexors. The action of the hip flexor is to lift the knee up.
Okay, so I do a lot of lunges because I have very tight hip flexors, or did as a young dancer, which caused me to be quite lordotic, and that is something that I've worked for. But this is the case for most people who sit a lot, which most of us do anyway. So lunges can be done in a many number of ways. So the most basic one is the runner's lunge, in which we always have to take care that our knee is not going further than our toes, which most of us dancers do because we feel the stretch because we're flexible. But we want to be in a nice, clean position, okay? And then whatever, so we hold every stretch for 30 seconds. Anything longer can actually damage your joints, damage your ligaments, so we hold it for 30 seconds. But the way we dancers cheat is that we then do modifications. So I forget to count also. So what I love to do is press my knee down, as I can feel, because I have very, very tight psoas, yes, which is probably the most used muscle in dance. And then from here, I like to relax my foot actually, sometimes lift up. And then I also like to twist, so you get deeper into it, so you can do any variation of this. You go back, and then, as all of our dancers know, I love to do this for a deeper hip stretch. So you can do this two ways. You can drop your hips, drop your pelvis, and then just grab your foot, so you can let the hip flexors work. Yes. Now, if you have knee problems, it may be a little bit difficult. Or you can pull back and then get the quad and the hip flexor. Yeah. And if you go further back, which you can do holding on to something, you get more of a quad stretch. Mine tends to be very, very tight, and I have to stretch it. And doing that stretch that they do in gyms doesn't work for me at all. You can also lift your arm up, get even more of a stretch, and you can reach, or you can just stay in that nice lunge. Yes. So let's do the other side. So let's start with the runner's lunge. Check your knee placement over your foot. Make sure that's nice and square. Make sure that you're lifting your center so you're not collapsing, which we see in a lot of young dancers. Lengthen the back of the neck. I have very long arms, so I can prop myself, but for some people this may be difficult, so you can actually even go onto your elbows. Yeah, so we hold this. Keep breathing with every deep breath. With every breath out, you can deepen the stretch. Yeah? When you're ready, or if not, you can lower your knee. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm twisting my hips because I have scoliosis. So my body does that naturally. So I have to check in and make sure that I haven't allowed one side of the pelvis to move forward or back. Yeah, so what Alex is doing is, you can see he's got his arms over his head, which also gives you a deeper stretch. Yeah, so I relax my foot in the back. I'm going to lift up. twist. And I'm not holding it for 30 seconds, but because it's such a, we're stretching this part of the body for so long, it doesn't really matter. And I tend to stay in stretches and work for way too long. Grab the foot in the back. Now you can also do this with the other arm, which will give you a different stretch. It will get to more of the outside of your quad. But I like to do this because I feel like it goes across my body.
I like to keep it balanced and do both arms.
Yeah. And you can lift up to get into the quad. Oh, look at that. Touching every chin. I did two muscles. And lift the arm up. If you want, if you don't want. When I was young, I used to love watching fitness videos. I was sitting on the couch, substituting somebody doing that. All right, I think that's good. All right, how about hamstrings?
Hamstrings. Okay, great. So hamstrings are located from the back of the knee all the way up into the underneath side of your pelvis. The action of the hamstring is to lift up the leg towards the back. So what we want to do is we want to have the opposite action so we can stretch it out. Now, this is a really, really common stretch you've seen done. If you've ever watched any sports, you'll have seen this stretch, but we're going to do it correctly today. Here's the stretch. If you've ever seen a soccer match, football, one foot in front of the other, you bend the other leg and you reach for your toes. Now this is incorrect because when you're reaching for your toes, you're changing the position of your spine. That is spine flexion. What we want to do is to engage our pelvis into the stretch, and we're going to create more of a stretch in the hamstring. So we're going to do the opposite to bending over. What we're going to do is we're going to send the hips out. So sending our pelvis out to the back, we're bending the knees, really stick the tail to come out this way, and then we're going to put one leg in front. And from here we don't need to reach, you can reach with the straight back, or you can put your hands on your hips, and you can help your hips by turning them and twisting them away. In other words, trying to send your imaginary tail away from you, helping you get into a lower position. This way you're engaging the hamstring. Now yes, I can very easily do that, but that isn't changing anything in the hamstring. If anything, you're letting go of the tension of the lower back. So come back up, send the pelvis away, really hyperextend the back. You're allowed to this time. Use the hands if you want to, reach for the ground if you want to, and again, holding for around 20 to 30 seconds. And if you've done a lot of work like we did earlier, your calf will probably get tired. There are other modifications to doing this exercise. You can do this on the table as well. But we don't have the space to show you. So again, start in a semi-squat or a demi-plie with a flat back diagonal position, or whatever you want to call it. Pull in, send the other leg away. Try to keep the knees closed enough. And we're just going to rotate, right? So instead of this way, we're going this way. And really push the tail out. If you need a bit more support, you can probably press the leg, but I think that takes me a little bit off balance. You can reach again, wider, lower center of gravity, or just work through that last little bit of struggle, because this is the last thing we're doing. This is the last thing. Just breathe for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there you go. Hip flexors, hamstrings, iliotibial, a little bit of the piriformis, and the TFS. And there's one missing, but we're almost out of time. Are we out of time?
We can do one more.
One more. What's the last one then? Adductors, the muscles that pull the legs in together. Pulling the legs in together, the inside here, the adductors.
That's me?
You wanna?
No.
No? Okay. We've got two variations you can do. This one, you can go down to the elbows, send the knees out to the side, and just slowly slide the knees open. You can put cushions underneath you if you want. You can put socks or whatever, and just slowly sit in this position and breathe. You can come up to a higher position if that's more comfortable for you. Or if you're a little bit more advanced and a little bit more of a show-off, you can stretch the legs out and forward down like that. I'm just going to hold that for another 20 seconds. Try to keep your pelvis and your knees in the same alignment. It's not exactly the same. The muscle composition is a bit different when the legs are straight, but it still stretches out half of those muscles at least in the groin area.
Oh, what I like about this is that it doesn't hurt the back of my knee. So this is why I do this and I do the other one too. Okay, so I think we're gonna wrap it up. I think one of the things, thank you all for joining if you have joined in. We're gonna come closer. So we are floor people because we're contemporary dancers. I think what's important for you to take away from this, we forgot about it, great, because that's what we do, is that we're always students and we're always learning. You saw Alex correct me, we've been dancing together for 25 years.
Only?
A bit more than that, so we go way back and we live together, and you shouldn't, it's a very interesting dynamic of working and living together. But we can always take, we love to learn from one another. And so if you are working out and you can have somebody look at you, a professional, that's really, really important. It's not the same, although YouTube workouts are great. We love them. We love you guys from joining in. We also think that having a professional look at you so that you can perform your workout safely is very, very important.
Because we all build bad habits, all of us, including us. We need someone to check us every now and then for our form.
And we also have structural things. I have scoliosis. Alex has an injury that he acquired.
Prolapse discs.
So we are always, and we take care of our bodies consistently. We haven't finished when we finished our studies. Sorry, the wind has just picked up in Limassol. We are constantly looking for new ways to keep ourselves alive and fit. So thank you very much. And we can turn it over to Maria Cecilia to wrap up the session.
Yeah, thank you so much to both of you, to Mr. Michael and Dr. Milovanovic. This was a great class, a wonderful example of teamwork, but also thank you for reminding us that fitness is so much more than just aerobic exercise, and emphasizing the importance of strength, flexibility, of balance, that all of that big package is really what fitness is about. And thank you for also reminding us that we should keep on trying to continue to learn so that we can continue to encourage ourselves and the people around us to have a healthy lifestyle. So thank you so much for your time in teaching us today and in being willing to share your time by giving us this session. And thank you to everybody who has joined us and participated in this class. Thank you so much to everyone, and we wish you a wonderful, healthy season. Remember, there are so many things that you can do to try to stay healthy. So keep on learning like we just learned today. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.